Okay, so the other thing about formal systems is that they're built out of the smallest simple operations that can perform something reliably. So these are examples of logic gates. So this is a not gate. This is an and gate. This is a not and logic gate. So not and, not A and B. This is an OR logic gate. This is an N OR logic gate. So not A or B. And then this one is an XOR logic gate. Again, we're going to talk about this later when we talk about neural networks, but these primitive operations, they're algorithmic when combined, or they're algorithmic, and when combined, they can make complex operations that behave non-algorithmically. So if the mind is a, oh, sorry. So if the mind is a formal system, then the mind must represent these conditionals in some way, right? So if this happens, then do this. If A does not happen, then do this, right? If A does not happen, then do this. If A and B happen, do this. If A or B do, if A or B happens, do this. And then this would be the XOR logic gate. So if only A or B happens, then do this, right? And so, yeah, the point here is that the mind must represent these conditionals in some way. And maybe there's like a bunch of logic gates, so to speak, in our mind. And that when they combined together, they make complex behavior. And then another thing about formal systems is that it has what's called medium independence, which just means that it's independent of the medium in which it's played. So a formal game can be played in any sort of medium without changing the game. So if I play chess online or if I play chess on a wooden board, it wouldn't really change the game, right? And this isn't true with other non-formal games such as American football. So like if somebody who plays chess on well online, so sorry, if somebody plays chess well online, they can also play well in person, right? And if you and your opponent decided to pause a real game of chess and pick up the game later online, you could do that and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't change the game. And this is because chess is a formal system and therefore does not change if you play it online or person or in person. But being good at a football video game, right? So this is Madden 2024 on the left, right? So being good at a video game of football does not mean that you're actually good at playing football. And if you told your friend that you were good at football because you're good at playing Madden 24, they're basically lying, right? So, however, if somebody said that they're good at chess because they win a lot of chess online, we wouldn't think that they're lying, right? So, uh, So there's usually students who go off on a tangent at this point and start thinking about ways in which changing the game would make it different. For example, changing the football field to AstroTurf, would that change the game? And the answer is I don't really know. But the point is that the uncertainty that you and I may be experiencing in that example, that's only an issue for non-formal systems. So you don't have to think about whether changing anything about a chess game would change the game because it's very clear. And that's because and so that means that clarity means that it's a formal system. So usually if you're not sure if changing the medium would change the game, that usually means that it's not a formal game. So if you're thinking that some changes actually change the game, but some don't, then it's probably a non-formal game. And it's yeah, but this is not a problem. We don't have this uncertainty for formal games like chess. Okay, and so I just want to point out one more thing, and that is that something it doesn't mean, sorry, I want to point out that this does not mean that if something is formally equivalent, that it's practically equivalent. So let me see. I have to play this thing here, play a little bit of it. It's not loud, so don't worry. But this is Minecraft. Oops, it is loud. This is Minecraft, and you can build things on Minecraft. And what you find here is that somebody built a word processing computer that works like an actual computer, and they did this on Minecraft. This is crazy, by the way. But in any case, this is formally equivalent to a word processing computer. And you can build a computer on Minecraft, and it's formally equivalent and it's medium independent. And so, in the sense that it can be real or it can be on Minecraft, right? That's why it's formally equivalent, but that doesn't mean it's practically equivalent, right? You wouldn't want to use this Minecraft word processor to write an essay. So yeah, we're not going to go over this, but you can watch the YouTube video if you're interested. As you can see, it's you can do a lot of things on this computer if you wanted to, but you probably wouldn't want to. Okay, so in the next video, we'll talk about multiple realizability, which is another characteristic of formal systems.